Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Church Talk. We're talking about everything involving the local church. My name is Rob, and today we're talking about policies and placing people on your teams. All right, on another video, I was telling you guys that a friend of mine messaged me about somebody on their team was leading a questionable lifestyle. And from that conversation, we began talking about how do we place people on our team, and how would you reject somebody from your team? And so I'm like, well, we don't reject anybody. Anybody that would fill out an application, if they're leading a lifestyle that doesn't agree with what we believe and doesn't, then they're not rejected. They're just not invited onto the team. Or if they come through the audition process and they don't have the ability that they need, they're not rejected. They're just not invited onto the team. So it's not that we're rejecting people, but we do have a process, and that's what I want to go over today. How do you get people on your team? How do you say no when you have to say no? What are auditions looking like and things of that nature? How do you get people on the team, and how do you not place people on the team? Those were his points. So basically, I sent him a blank, kind of a blanket form, a generic form of what we use, and I'll place it up on the screen. Just some very simple thoughts of basically, what do you believe? Are you a Christian? Do you believe in Jesus? Is this, have you ever been on a team before? What is your marital status? What do you believe about marriage? Because you wouldn't believe probably the amount of people that they think you can just live together and do whatever you want to do and still serve in whatever capacity you want to serve within the church. And we can't. We believe that marriage is between one man, one woman, and you should not be living together in the same house. Shouldn't be living together when you're not married. And those are some things, not married to each other, I'll say. So those are some things that are on our audition form. We want to know that stuff right up front, so we can be upfront about what our expectations are, what you, as the person who want to be involved with the ministry, what we expect, and we know what you believe, and you know what we believe, and we want to walk together. Now, once we find out that all of our beliefs are the same, and I'm not saying all of our beliefs, there's always going to be things that we disagree on, but those fundamental things, they need to be agreed upon, and we need to be walking together. So those are our number one things on the application, is what do you believe, and things of that nature. The audition part is very simple. We're not looking for perfection. We just want to make sure that somebody can hold a tune, that we want to make sure that they can hear. We've had some auditions in the past where, well, let me back up. The way we do our auditions is normally with just a few people in the room, myself and my wife. Our pastor will be there, and probably our sound tech will be there, and I may just play some keyboard for them, and they'll just sing a song. I'll give them a song a few weeks prior and say, here, practice this will be the one that we do, or a couple that we're going to do. So, but I don't know what key they're going to need. So there's been times before where I will go and I will start and I'll just play it in G, because that's what I sing it in, and it's not what they need. They need it in E, and they were all over the place, pitchy. But what was happening is they could sense, and they knew, and they're searching for, trying to reach that key, but they couldn't reach it, and it didn't sound good because it wasn't their key. So but that was good, because they didn't just sing off key. They sang, and they were searching for where they needed to be. And so for me, that's good, because I know that that they can hear what's going on. So then we work together for a couple minutes, move up to another key, move to another key, and eventually we found the one where they needed to be. Usually have just a couple attempts, and things were fine. We found out, that first time was rough because they couldn't reach the key that I was in. So it's very, very simple process. Just know, can you hold a tune? Can you harmonize? Can you sing with people as well? And then we're just really slow about putting people on the team. But that's the audition process. So if somebody comes in and they can't sing, then that's part of it. That's part of, we would have to say at that point, I'm sorry, but we're not going to be able to invite you onto the team as a vocalist. But there are plenty other places within the ministry where you can help. But as a vocalist, you just have to be honest with people and real with them, and hopefully not hurt anybody's feelings. But that's a possibility. But I prefer our pastor to be there as well, so that he can hear the person. He knows the person who's going to be on the platform as well, so that if there is anything maybe that they didn't put on their application form, but maybe the pastor of the church or your pastor may know some things that they're going through and knows that maybe they shouldn't be volunteering in that capacity at the moment, then they see who is on the who's applying, who's wanting to be on the team. And so then you have your pastor's backing as well. And so yeah, I'd always have our pastor there when possible doing auditions. That's kind of our process. And I know that if you're like in children's ministry or youth ministry, you probably have something similar to that, where it's not really an audition, but you may have like a background check and some other processes that you have in place. For me on the worship team, this is pretty much it. It's pretty much very, very simple. It's just, what do you believe? And the relationship with our pastor. We don't want anybody coming on the team that has not been in the church for very long. We want people to be assimilated into the church, be a part of the body, get to know people, and then come onto the team. So when people just kind of walking off the street and they're like, hey, I play this instrument, or I sing, or whatever, that's great. Come be a part of our body for a little while. Get to know everybody. Let us get to know you. And then, in 6 or 8 months or so, come back and we'll revisit that, and we'll see if this is the place where the Lord wants you to be, and if it's still the place where you'd like to serve. So we're not very quick at just placing people up on the platform. I think we can get ourselves in trouble when we do that. So I would recommend that same thing. But guys, that's our process. I wouldn't say our onboarding process, but that's kind of our process of how do we place people onto the team? How do we situate them if they're if they're not able to sing, or they can't hear or anything like that. I hate to use the word tone deaf, but sometimes people they can't hear the notes that they're singing. And when you find that out, you, like say, I would never reject anybody, but I wouldn't invite them onto the team as a vocalist capacity. Maybe they can be used in the media department. Because I see that still as part of the worship ministry overall. So get them involved in a place where they can be used and still be a part of what they're wanting to be a part of. So, but yeah, guys, that's it. That's really simple for us, and hopefully this video has been an encouragement to you or been a help to you. So make sure you hit the like button, and if you haven't already subscribed, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell as well, so you can be notified when we do new videos. And we'll see you guys next time on Church Talk. God bless.